and it is well known for having a specific draw to the game.
Armor, characters, creatures, objects, spell effects, and most importantly...
Yeah, I was waiting for it. We all knew it was going to happen. All right. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. So I'm going to move my camera. This is the shocking state of BDO in 2023. The good stuff. Yeah, I know that there's some other content creators that have done reacts to this video as well. Typically I do my reacts on Sunday. I might start spacing it out a little bit more. I've watched this. I have not watched it yet. As you can see, I have not watched the video yet. If you look at the start time, I have not watched this yet. I wanted to save it, but I've heard some things about it. I heard that Pansy did a react on it. Shaky reached out to me and said, you need to react to this video. I said, I'll take a look at it. He's like, it's ridiculous. I'm like, okay, I'll look at it. So like, this is me. I'm going to watch it. I'll give my take on it, and we'll see. And then I'll probably watch. I saw Pansy did a react to it too. So I'll see what Pansy has to say about it as well. But this is the shocking state of Black Desert Online in 2023. Shaky. Yeah, I mean, Shaky and I don't talk very much, if I'm being honest. But like, he knows I do reactions. And like, he knows I like to do reacts about content that is misleading. Right? So like, he reached out to me about it. But like, yeah. All right, let's take a look.
Couple of years, I've played a wide variety of MMORPGs, but there's one in particular I just...
Okay, hold on. He's got his Doge thing up here, so we're actually just gonna move. Maybe we just move over to the corner, right? Maybe we just move over here. I'll move you guys up. You guys can be like right above me. There you go. All right, what up, Hunter? How you doing, buddy?
I just haven't got round to trying yet. And it's not like I've never heard of this game before, because people have mentioned it in my comment section over and over again.
Die, you fucking seagull, bitch, fucking...
And in my recent video where I talked about the MMORPGs...
There's a pattern here. All right, I should move up here because he keeps putting stuff. I'm going to move up here. I'm going to move you guys up here too. Why is this like cut off at the top? Look. There we go. All right. So there's a pattern here. The shocking state of MMORPGs in 2023. The shocking state of Black Desert Online in 2023. There's a trend here. Okay.
This year, the comment section was once again subject to a barrage of "you should play BDO."
Okay.
And just to give you
the shocking state of Blues, your band.
Full clarity and disclosure, I was actually offered money to play BDO.
You guys are getting paid? What? I hope this email finds you well. We wanted to follow up to confirm you're interested in this opportunity. We'd love to be able to confirm your involvement with the client by the end of the day tomorrow. What the fuck? They're not gonna give $2,000 for one video? What? Yeah. I'm not getting paid enough. That's funny. Corruption? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. This is on the 1st of June. Oh, Delphi? The next time he's in here, I'm going to turbo him.
Back when they had their latest expansion. However, I kind of didn't do it, not because I thought it was a scam, but because I have integrity.
Yeah, I'll turn the volume up. There you go.
See? Yeah, that's exactly why. I did...
Wait, what did it say?
I have integrity. Yeah, that's
definitely thought it was a scam email.
Exactly why. I did,
okay,
however,
that's pretty
buy
good.
BDO during the Steam.
That's pretty funny. Missed out on that $2,000, bozo.
With full intention to play and review it. So that's what I've done. However,
Okay.
I will put in a slight disclaimer, and that is that I don't have 500 hours of playtime in Black Desert
All
Online.
right. So how many hours do you have?
Like, he's a casual fucking dog. Yeah, he's only put 300 hours into the video game. How?
The problem with MMOs is if you play for over 300 hours, people are going to say, well, you loved the game, you played for 300 hours. If you play for under 300 hours, people are going to say, well, you didn't play the game enough to actually enjoy it. So, like, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So how much did you actually play?
How can he possibly be able to have an opinion about it?
This video is a first impressions video.
Okay, so there's a lot of different ways to do a first impression. First impressions, hopefully, like, I would say first impressions of BDO, you'd have to probably get to at least level 56. Is that fair? I think level 56 is probably, all right, that you're still on, like, a first impressions video. Because it's, like, really easy to, you can hit 56 in, like, a couple days. You know what I mean? Like, a few hours of playtime. 60, no, because you actually got to, like, do more shit to get there. I think 56 is reasonable, right? 56 is probably, how many hours do you think that is? That's 5 hours? 56 is like 5 hours. Something like that. Maybe 10. If you're going really slow, it could be 10. Yeah, Yarn, I agree.
But I will do my best to cover as much of this game as I possibly can.
15 minutes? No, new players can't do it in 15 minutes. A veteran player could hit 56 in 15 minutes, obviously. But a new player, brand new person, spawning in for the first time, it's probably going to take them 5 hours or so.
Whilst also trying to give a fair and honest opinion.
Okay.
And with that, let's jump into it. Okay, so let's start with the basics. It is indeed a MMORPG. We tend to play.
Hey, boys! We're mostly positive on Steam. We're up huge. Hey, that's... We're beating Overwatch. That bar's low. Okay. Sorry, I had to.
Play a lot of those on this channel. Oh yeah, friendly reminder, if you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. Oh, and if you like this, obviously, please leave a like.
That's good so far.
This game was initially released to the Eastern market in 2015 and then to the Western market in 2016. And I have to say, for a game that is almost 10 years old, it looks pretty spectacular, especially when you compare it to similar games such as Final Fantasy XIV. It's based in a high fantasy land and revolves around a conflict between two rival nations.
Holy shit, he played enough to actually know what's going on. Maybe he just read the wiki. But still, he read, which is like more than most players.
And it is well known for having a specific draw to the game.
Armor, characters, creatures, objects, spell effects, and most importantly,
yeah, I was waiting for it. We all knew it was going to happen.
the oversized, fantasy-driven.
Look respectfully. Everyone needs to stop looking disrespectfully. Also, move this picture out of the way so we can look more respectfully.
Art style. BDO is available on PC and console, but not only that, it does allow cross-platform play. One of the biggest draws to the game was its PvP combat, but in recent times it's been focusing more on the PvE side of things. So straight away, I'm getting a kind of sense of they're trying to cater for everyone. And we all know how that ends up.
God damn it. Now he's got it. Bro, I gotta move this shit all the time, bro. I'm just... Alright, I'll come down here. New World players are abandoning the game a month after launch. Yeah, I mean, we knew that was gonna happen. It just didn't have enough content to keep people in.
Made that joke. I'm just gonna regret it. There's gonna be someone doing a 10-paragraph essay as to why the world is actually thriving. I hate my life. But anyway, that's enough about the basics. Let's take a look at the actual gameplay.
Alright.
So like any
This guy's a good editor.
great MMO RPG, we have to talk about the character creation screen. And BDO does not let us down. I don't understand what's going on.
Holy shit. You just knew that was gonna happen, bro. Everybody does it once. Not everyone records it, but everyone does it once. Oh my god. It's like he photoshopped the head of a Dark Knight on the body of an orc. I'm just saying. I'm not even sure. I don't... Is anyone uncomfortably...
I'm Batman. Yeah, I don't think I want to be a woman. No offense, but I just want to be chat up by like a 14-year-old weeb. There are 26 different classes to choose from on BDO, and furthermore, these classes are gender locked, 9 being male and 17 being female.
Wait, we only have 9 male classes in BDO? Oh my god, we have 17 girls and 9 guys. All right. It might be time to make some more female classes because no one cares about men. Okay. All right. I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. Okay. Yeah. 9 useless classes. Exactly.
For the most part, each class is human, even though they have deer people and whatever the fuck this thing is. Oh, and they do have this one class which gives me a weird vibe.
I'm getting.
That's pretty standard. Yeah.
The word nonce.
Anyone who mains this class is definitely a predator of some sort.
Okay, that's fucked up. All right, you can't, yo, chill, bro. Chill, dude. You can't, like, yo, bro, you gotta chill. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, yo. A lot of people have played Shy, okay? Mainly because she's basically quintessentially important for endgame PvE party grind groups, okay?
I can see why the BDO character creator gets a lot of praise, but personally,
Is that you on the screen? You know what? I'm taking that W. Yes, it is. You're welcome. You're welcome.
found Arcade to be slightly more in depth, mainly because I get to be a small...
Again, that's why you take the W early on. Because if I had said it wasn't me, then we would have gotten to this one and everyone would have fucking turboed me, right? But see, no, you've already committed on the other one. The other one is me now. This is definitely not me.
Fat, ugly, bald man. Whereas this just makes me feel like my male character is just a member of a K-pop band.
I like turtles.
One of the biggest draws to this game is the combat. It is just fluid in the way that it works, and it just feels very reactive to
Alright, so he's level 21.
what you are doing. It doesn't feel slow, it doesn't feel clunky, it actually feels like it's responsive.
Combat, we take a W, boys. We're taking a W on the combat. What up, Pansy? How you doing, man? How do you maintain that flawless skin? Not showering. Okay.
To the buttons that you are pushing. If you don't want me to kill any more puppies, then please leave 69 likes.
Don't you dare abuse dogs.
You have been warned. Perfect. Add that to every YouTube video going forward. I love the way that you can chain moves together. It almost feels like you're doing a combo on Tekken.
He's literally auto attacking.
I see why people like this game, honestly.
What? You're killing dog.
So much replayability.
Oh my god, dude.
Has a variety
Chill out, man. Somebody call PETA.
of moves to choose from, which means gameplay isn't going to be boring. You are going to have to make decisions further on down.
They're foxes. It's fine. I love foxes. They're still canines.
When you level up and choose a certain style of play. Typical of any MMORPG, there are different...
Yeah, he's playing on console. That's the first L. It's doomed, boys. This is going to be the most negative review we've ever heard.
armor sets to choose from, and each one will give you different attributes or different bonuses. There are also a variety...
It's PC? That was the console menu. Oh, he's on PC with a controller. Oh, okay.
...of life skills
that you can
go away and master.
We're back to W's.
Such as cooking, crafting, alchemy, fishing, all the fun stuff, you know.
I don't recognize any of these guilds other than Vessel and I guess Mana, so I guess this is NA?
All the typical MMO stuff. Sadly though, I wish I could heap more praise in this game, but quite honestly, I've not been having the best first impression. The best thing about this game is the combat, and that's pretty much where it ends. As new
our graphics are amazing.
Player experiences go, this has probably been one of the worst.
How dare you say that? I will defend my lady at all.
How did he get a video of one of our Reddit moderators? I have been looking for that for years. I don't understand how he got it. Like, this guy just shows up and then suddenly they just throw themselves at him.
All costs.
Now, this isn't my first rodeo, so I know full well someone with 1,000 hours is going to comment on this video and tell me that I'm just playing the game wrong, I just need to get better. Or
Well, you are only level 16. I'm still waiting for the clip of you actually hitting a reasonable level, because right now, level 16, as we all know, takes about 30 minutes at most, probably. Most players are going to hit it in less than 30. But like, I'm getting 30. I'm trying to be reasonable. 10 is probably more realistic.
something along those lines. But I just want people to keep in mind this is a new player perspective, but most importantly,
That's my opinion!
so without any further delay, let me tell you the problem with Black Desert Online.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay, now I understand. Now I understand why people are upset about the video. Because you can't play it to level 16. Like, look, look, it is a first impressions video. He disclaimered it as a first impressions video. However, you can't really talk about cash. Like, hold on, well, let him cook. Let him cook. Well, hold on, let him cook.
A lot of you will think this is the part where I talk about monetization,
Yeah,
the gambling,
that's what I thought.
in the game, the RNG being trapped.
Which he can't possibly have experienced yet, right? My audience is listening to another one of my monetization. Oh god.
But it's actually something more simpler
He's a really good editor.
than that. The fact is, on the very first time I loaded this game up, I can see there was going to be problems.
Let me get this straight. You thought that everybody that played Shy was on a Predator watch list. And so you decided to go look through the Tamers outfits.
And let me show you why. One of my biggest gripes with the game is that I've changed the resolution so many times, and yet I still have this problem. What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Just subscribe.
This looks like a user error. Also, why the fuck is your monitor this? How big is your monitor?
For whatever reason, the display settings
Grats, Siggy.
on this game are just super fucky, and
Hold on.
for whatever reason, the display settings on this game are just super fucky, and I mean that in more ways.
That is true. He's not wrong. Honestly, like, he's complaining about the UI and like the display settings. Fair complaints. Fair complaints. I don't really know why, like, our UI and our settings right at the start. It's like, again, it's like opening up. It's like opening up adult film websites without ad blockers on. Logging into BDO for the first time, unironically. And then trying to turn them off for a new player can be kind of difficult if you don't know how the UI works. So, like, so this is a fair complaint.
Then one. I have spent more time trying to get the resolution to work than I have actually playing the game.
Okay, well, you can't hold that against the game. That sounds like a you problem. Like, this is... No, I don't really know if anybody else has resolution issues in BDO. That sounds like a him, but that's not really a fair complaint.
But not only that, it goes one step further, which is when you play the game, the UI is fucking terrible.
There it is. There it is. Like I said, that's the fair complaint right there.
Now, part of the problem is I'm trying to use a controller to play this game, and bear in mind,
all right, so you've already taken this L. You've already taken this L. You need to just use your keyboard.
this game has
But like, you can play it with a controller, but your experience off the gun, like, I think it's unfair to do a first impressions video of a game that's meant to be played with a mouse and keyboard. Unless if he had been playing on the console version, it'd have been like, okay, well then he can do that. But like, if you're doing a first impressions video and you're trying to tell everybody what the game's like, you're not going to get a good feel. His UI is completely different, right? Look at this. The optimization is just not there for the controller setup because the game just literally wasn't built for a controller UI. They have it ported in just so that people can use controllers, but the UI is better than what he's saying. He hasn't actually mentioned the biggest problems with the UI, which is like the alerts and stuff. He hasn't actually given me a valid concern yet. Like this, He's pissed with this UI because, let's be honest, our controller UI sucks because it's a PC game and you're supposed to be using a keyboard.
Imported to console, so by all means, it should be smooth as anything.
No. He's a joker. He's a joker. No. Console has a much better looking UI, in my opinion, but like it's still got its issues. It's still got its issues.
Just subscribed.
But it's not. It's fucking awful.
Well, that was fucking dreadful.
And even though I've gone full controller pleb, it will still display settings as if I have a keyboard.
Well, that's because you're playing it. You're playing a keyboard game with a controller, dude. Like, this is no. That's not a fair complaint. Go play the console version, and then you won't have that anymore. Like, should they have fixed this years ago? Yes. But, like, this is not really a reason that people really stop playing the game very much.
Which means I don't know how to change this option. And furthermore, I don't have the options to change keybinds. Like, why? I have tried...
Because it's optimized for a...
Tried to neaten up my display.
He does give a valid concern that, like, the PC keyboard and mouse version of the game is not perfectly ported for a controller. But, like, I'd say 1 in 1,000 players uses a controller. So, like, maybe 10.
And it does look slightly better than what was there before. And I have heard people say, obviously, if you use mouse and keyboard, it's a lot better.
Right, okay, so he get... Alright, so he at least addressed it. Okay, that's fair.
New player, and yet they just flood me with alerts. Pointless shit which doesn't affect my game.
There it is. That's a valid concern. Yes. Fuck the alerts, man. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. I have no idea.
And as a new player trying to learn how to play, this doesn't help me. This makes me want to uninstall.
Another L? No, this is the same L I was talking about before.
And even...
Yeah, all of this shit, bro. It's ridiculous, man.
With all this fuckery to one side, it still gets worse. Next up on the list is questing, and I know this...
Alright, he's on to us, boys. He knows too much.
This is going to be quite controversial, considering this is a MMO RPG. This is the bit that should be fun and exciting to do, and yet here I am saying it's a problem. Also, I love the fact that
I don't know what MMO has good questing. In my opinion, Final Fantasy XIV questing was boring too. The storyline was really good, but I think the side questing in Final Fantasy XIV, I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it, but it was a new game when I was playing it. I have about as much experience with Final Fantasy XIV as he does with BDO.
that the character's mouth keep moving, even though they're not actually saying anything. So it gives like an impression of a really badly dubbed like karate film.
Hey, who's he?
So nothing. No, I got to like level 20, 25, but like I wouldn't say I was like crazy big enough that or that I played it long enough to give a take on it. You know what I mean? I just know what I've heard and what I've watched other people. I've watched a lot of streams on it. It looks a lot of fun. Okay, so far these takes, I'm not really sure what people are really upset about. This is fine. Like, I'm really not upset about this. I don't see misinformation necessarily in the video. He did complain about the UI and is using a controller, but then he at least very fairly said, hey, it's meant for a mouse and keyboard, so take it for what it's worth. And I'm okay, all right, it's fine.
I don't know.
Fundamentally, all MMORPGs have a tutorial phase where you'll go here, fetch something, go there, fetch something else, maybe kill some mobs in between. However, with Black Desert Online, it seems like there's a lot of talking and not much action.
Our questing sucks. Our questing sucks. Like that's just like it's just it is what it is. You know, you just tell it how it is. Our questing blows. He's not wrong.
Do you see those hungry wolves stalking about in the grass?
It's because this is our game, bro. And this implies that I'm in the community.
Oh, no. Horses won't budge thanks to that scary lot.
Yeah.
Sir Roig may appear like he's not watching, but he sees all. So this is the time to show your stuff, my friend.
Alright, gonna go kill a bunch of dogs.
I think that's the first time I've ever actually watched that cinematic. Boy, they really made those wolves look really scary for one-shotting them, man. I was actually kind of immersed for a moment.
Oh, they're gonna attack me. Oh,
Weren't you an ex?
Startlingly easy. Everyone's first impression. I'm not joking. I almost guarantee that every player has had the same first impression. Like, okay, here we go. This game's known for its combat. Let's go. They're dead. Like, every time, right? Staggeringly easy, right? Yeah, it's over. All right.
Later, I thought you'd get eaten live.
honestly, at this point, I think the game's just mocking me. And whilst still, there's countless quests after this which basically have the same plot. Go kill something. That something is really easy to kill and usually stand still without fighting back. And then you get more dialogue. Such great fun. One of the strongest assets of this game.
Hey, don't worry. In 183 quests from now, it's still the same.
Game is the combat, and yet I'm spending more time playing some really cheesy, outdated RPG because there's nothing engaging about what's going on, because I'm not having the opportunity to go and do stuff. It's just talking.
I'm almost offended that he actually has the correct take at level 6. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost hurtful how much insight he's got, and he's literally done like 4 quests.
Also, shout out to the UI.
He picks up on stuff easy, man.
Again, great job on selecting a cursor, which is very visible and can clearly show what option you're choosing when speaking to NPCs. Obviously, I'm at a low level.
Okay, I've never had that problem.
Still, so take this with a pinch of salt. But for me, it doesn't make this game feel like a MMO. It makes it feel like a solo RPG with just other players inhabiting.
Well, that's the fun part. It is.
In my world, occasionally running past me. And I think the worst thing is, every time I've played this game, I've been given the advice of just grind to max level, don't worry about the story, skip past it. But it's an MMORPG, aren't I supposed to enjoy the story?
Okay, he makes a valid point here. Part of the reason that people play this stuff, part of the reason that people play MMOs is because they want to be immersed in like a super crazy good story, and our story fucking sucks. I'll be honest with you, I've read into some of our lore behind the scenes. It's actually really good if you're willing to basically reread the Odyssey from when you were in high school. Nobody wants to fucking do that, dude. We want to see some epic fucking cinematic of some fucking orcs beating the shit out, like just absolutely turboing some other dude. You know what I mean? Like, we want to get into it. We want to feel it. All kings must die, my son. Like, we want to be crying at the end of the storyline, bro. Like, that's what we want.
Isn't that the whole point in playing these sorts of games?
Yeah, it is.
When choosing a server, I went for the obvious
one.
But
I will say that you realize very quickly that the adventure in BDO, most of the time you join an MMO because the quest line, it really immerses you, and then you fall in love with the rest of the game. BDO is kind of backwards in this regard. You fall in love with the game itself, and the quest is kind of just secondary. The adventure is really in the exploration of the world, the combat exploration, like building your class, and then the progression that you feel throughout the game. It's just a different take on an MMO. It's very different. I don't expect him to understand that at level 21.
More XP and for novices, but it's so dumbed down that it's honestly brain dead fucking content. The only thing that really kept me playing that little bit longer was when I eventually came up against a mini boss, and then I started to appreciate the combat once again. I actually got...
Yeah, see, if you make mini bosses actually difficult, people actually get engaged with your game. I think they've gone the wrong way with their quests. They're like, oh, we make it really easy, that'll enhance the new player experience. Actually, it's kind of the other way. Right? Like, it's actually, like, in MMOs, it's actually kind of reversed. Like, especially since in a game that's, like, you really want them to experience the combat and get to know their mechanics a little bit, you should make them not like ridiculously challenging. It shouldn't be like Dark Souls or anything, but like it should be good enough that like they have to actually use their skills and stuff, right? Like it's important that a new player experiences that. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I think Red Nose is too easy.
Got to use combos.
Like who dies? Oh god, he just evasion roll.
To block and dodge.
Like this, you just like two-shot this thing.
At some points because I had to pop a potion.
No, you won't. You're fine.
And you know what? I like this. I thought this was great.
Yeah,
I wanted more of this. But you know what I got instead? More pointless, irrelevant fetch quests.
This is exactly what I've reviewed a lot of players that have just been like, oh yeah, I have my first impression on BDO. You know, if you look through my channel, there's a number of those videos. They all say this in different words. They're like, well, the game's about combat. Why don't you just engage us in combat more? Why is this so easy early on? Because then you end up skipping through all the combat because you're one-shotting everything. And then the main storyline feels super dull because you're just hitting R and running to the next quest and then one-shotting stuff and then moving on. It just takes everything out of like what is the best part of the game. You should be highlighting what is important to your game. Make the combat difficult so that they can actually immerse themselves a little bit.
And enemies which just didn't pose a threat whatsoever.
Oh boy.
I generally think this game has a lot of potential. And I think if you're willing to grind through the early stages, ignore the storyline, and use mouse and keyboard and optimize the fuck out of that UI, then there is a chance that you might actually enjoy this title.
Absolutely.
From a personal perspective, alarm bells start going off when they can't even get stuff like the display settings to work, or even have a decent UI. Why would I invest any more time in a title which can't even get the basics right? I've already spent 8 years playing a MMO with great PvP.
I think it's a little unfair. I think that like I don't think he gave it an honest enough shot. If I'm being honest, like I only saw him get to level 21. That's not an honest enough shot. You have to at least get to level 56. That's like 5 hours. You know, you play like 5 hours. Okay, now you can give a first impressions video. At like 60 to 100 hours, you could do a review. You know what I mean? At like 500 plus hours, you could do like an honest review, right? Like it is what it is. Like, but like he didn't put up forth enough effort here. I will say though, surprisingly accurate. If I'm being honest, it's surprisingly accurate.
In other areas, and it's not fulfilling. It doesn't make me want to play the game more. It just makes me want to find a better game to play. If they focus more on optimizing the game and making it more user-friendly, especially noob-friendly, then sure, maybe I'll give it another go. But to me, it seems like they just want to spend their money on promotion as opposed to actually improving the game. Hence why every content creator done a video back in May, June. But hey, listen, if you think I'm being too harsh or maybe I missed some important steps, by all means, comment below and let me know what I missed out on.
Yeah, I think he is being a little too harsh. Because again, he didn't really give it the honest shot that he... Level 21 is a joke. You can literally hit that in like 30 minutes. That's not... Even if it's a first impressions video, you have to actually like we didn't even get past like the UI struggles, right? We didn't even like... He didn't even awaken his character. He didn't even unlock like very important skills on his class that would have helped him engage. He did understand that the combat was good. He understood that the questing was bad, but like he didn't actually get even touch the game at all. So like I don't know. I felt like he was being a little bit too critical.
Or what I should have done better. Maybe next year I'll accept the sponsor and I will review Black Desert Online again. Maybe they'll change my mind with money. But until then, I'm going to go play Guild Wars 2 because I said in my last video, if I got a certain amount of likes, I'd go play it. And boy, do I regret it. And as always, if you do like my content, please leave a like, maybe consider subscribing, and I'll leave a couple of videos on the screen for you right now, which you might just enjoy, or might not.
Well,
but anyway, thanks for watching.
Why was everyone so upset about this? I'm gonna give him a sub. I'm gonna give it a like. Like here's the video right here. We're gonna look at the comments section real quick. Take a look at the video. Like people got really upset about this. This guy clearly has had takes. He doesn't like Guild Wars 2, the perfect game, right? The shocking state. Well, I mean, okay, you can't really get mad at people for thumbnails and titles. Okay, this is just being a good YouTuber. Like at a certain point, people just won't click on your video if you just say, I played BDO for fucking 30 minutes. Here's my review. No one's gonna fucking click on that. Right? No one's gonna fucking click on that. And like the thumbnail is, hold on, let me find that thumbnail. Like, it's not necessarily about, like, if you lie too much, people get upset, right? But, like, this is a reasonable thumbnail. BDO in 2020, or Black Desert Online in 2023, such, well, I think that's a reasonable thumbnail. It gets people to click on it, and it's not disingenuous. I think that's a reasonable, I think that's reasonable. Like, yeah, this is a little extreme, but, like, fuck, bro, I'd be lying if I said I didn't fucking do shit like that. Like, it doesn't mean he's lying in the video. Like, he gave honest takes. Uh-oh, here's Chris. I know Chris watches me a lot. Pretty funny. I always see videos of first impressions and wonder why. It was that it interested me just enough to keep playing. I got obsessed with exploring the world and gaining knowledge my first week or so. If you look at the map, the majority of it will be grayed out. So I just walked around and doing side quests here and there. See, yeah, this is how you're supposed to experience the game. Chris got it. Like, you're just supposed to just walk around and just explore. That's the fun of BDO, is that the world is so massive and there's so much to do that you can just, like, dive into it and have fun, but it doesn't necessarily have a crazy engaging storyline. And there was the story seems to tie into lore and be a tutorial rather than focus on an immersive story. And there's a big issue with the loss of translation from Korea. That's another big thing too. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. They keep reworking it to help it, but it's more of a sandbox that you go find little bits of at a time. The lip sync issue is one that's always bothered me too. You mean from the characters in the quest? Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Lots of MMOs have that. Really turns you off to any immersion that you might have pretty quick. In my opinion, most people that give advice know better and try to save noobs from wasting time, but you are right. It is more about taking your time and getting immersed. Which if you don't, he didn't get involved in a guild too, which is something that we should touch on. He didn't at all try to get involved in a guild, which means that, like, he was just going to take the L on that. Like, you have to get involved. If you're going to invest in an MMO and, like, give it a shot, you have to get into a guild and, like, try out the community, because an MMO is its community. That's just how it goes. Which the main questing path tries to cater more toward people that want it over faster. It can be difficult to balance those things while still not making things too hard for newer people, but you can literally just get lost into a fishing rabbit hole and get a boat and go to an island to have fun. Well, thanks for giving it a try. Might be worth coming back in the future. Many of us, I think this is a good one. Many of us did that. Most of us go on long breaks from time to time, but there are plenty of us, so worth considering. Cheers, doggo. I mean, that was a solid comment. That person did BDO right. That's right, Chris did. This game is not for the faint of heart or for someone that gives up easily. True. You can slow play the game, but if you want to progress quickly, you have to optimize what you do and how you do it. I've been playing for 1 year or a year and a half, and I'm surprised many who have been playing NA, or have surpassed many who have been playing NA since release. You have to deep dive the game to get the most out of it, in my opinion. And that's true.